Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your Taroscopes for the new moon in Pisces on the 13th of March, tomorrow as I'm filming, so hopefully I'll get them all out on time. As ever, this is a little introduction about the new moon and what I've got to say about it, which is not a lot this time. And then there's a timestamp in the description below to fast forward to your reading. The reason I do this is because I advise you to watch three of them: your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. And if you don't know what your moon and rising signs are, there is a link in the description down below just so you can get yourself a free birth chart. There's plenty of sources, websites online that you can get that from. Now, as ever, I would like you to ask a question prior to the reading. So have a think about, while we discuss the moon, or pause the video if you need to, have a think about all the questions that are floating around you at the moment and focus on one of them. I mean, definitely pause before the reading, just to spend that moment of focus. And be aware of all of them, though, because the cards will answer what they please, and not necessarily what you or I think are the highest priority issues. But yeah, this is a new moon at 23 degrees Pisces. It's the last of, I think, 6 new moons at 23 degrees of whatever sign they're supposed to be in that month. Supposed to be, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. The first thing that jumped out on me here is, well, the new moon is moon conjunct sun, as we all know. And this new moon at 23 degrees Pisces is smack bang on Albert Einstein's sun. So not a new moon in his case, but I really just like that image of, if you think about part of his identity that we all know, is his ability to think things through, to reason, to ask questions. And this is what I think this new moon is about. Watching a lot of the astrologers' videos, which I have yet to actually post on my Facebook page, link down below, I'll talk about that in a minute. But a lot of them are saying this new moon is not so much a time about setting intentions this time. That's for the day after, couple of days after, 3 days after of the new moon. It's more a case of planning to set the intentions, working out what you need to have in place for you to make your mind up about how you're going to proceed further. So another way of saying that is a way to clear space for setting the intentions. So clear space indicates all the old tropes of letting go and, to a great extent, forgiveness. So if there's anything you need to work on forgiving, now's an ideal time to do it. I probably have a few things on my own list. Now, this is emphasized even more by the degree angel. At 23 degrees Pisces, this degree is ruled by the angel Manakel, who represents accountability and the knowledge of good and evil. So with that knowledge of good and evil, there's that is good for me, that is not good for me, that is just downright evil, that's just not good for me. Both of those two things we can get rid of now, hopefully. Also, Manakel is ruling Mars this time. So it's 2 planets Manakel's ruling. Mars is quintile the moon, which, if I remember correctly, bear in mind I'm not an astrologer, but indicates a creative force between the two of them. So our emotions and our urge to jump forward and do whatever are linked creatively, almost mystically. Now, Saturn, you may recall in my full moon reading that I did 2 weeks ago, Saturn was sat there listening to the moon while the angels were running around, sort of an angelic court, going, "What about this? What about this? What about this?" And Saturn's going, "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't understand." Saturn this time's not even talking to the moon. No aspects between the moon and Saturn whatsoever. There is one between Mars and Saturn. Let me look it up. I forget off the top of my head what it is. Yes, there's a harmony between Mars and Saturn this time. So, as in a trine aspect. So hopefully that Manachel's discernment, understanding, the thinking as shown by Albert Einstein's son, will get transferred into some form of action that Saturn can approve of, because Saturn still remains the ruler of the chart. On that note, you know how I like my looking up astrology of the first appearances of comics characters. This is also on Lex Luthor's Lilith and Lex Luthor's Mercury. So while we're in this era of Neptune in Pisces, which again just conjuncted with Venus, but more on that in a second, or is coming up to the conjunction. I think it's coming up to the conjunction. I meant to check it before I started filming. Yeah, we've just had Sun conjunct Neptune, and we're going to Venus conjunct Neptune. Really, same day. So, near as damn it. But the Lex Luthor, Lilith and Mercury, we've got, with Lex Luthor, we've got that symbol of thinking, working things out. Okay, he had a few agendas that maybe you and I might not agree with, but he was very good at communicating things and swaying public opinion. Positive and negative there. Because Neptune in Pisces, obviously, delusion, illusion, imagination run riot, obsession. And yeah, I wouldn't trust anything Lex Luthor says one way or another. So there may be more public narratives that we would need to question, but there's also that sense of people using their own discernment and making space for the new, and being aware of all the factors that are popping their head up, saying, before you make your plans, what about this? What about that? Don't forget about me. Don't forget about this thing over here. Now, also in Quintile, we have Mercury and Uranus, ruled by Rahel, who is known as Diamond in the Rough, and is also attributed to filial submission, the submission of children to their parents, for example, but also a dispenser of longevity. So Mercury in itself, in its post-shadow phase, we've had loads of things brought up to us yet again that we can now let go of. That's the idea of the post-shadow phase. The diamond in the rough makes me think of vague plans. Vague plans that you're going in that general direction, but you don't have to firm up the details yet. You don't have to cut that diamond just yet. It's beautiful as it is. As for the filial submission, yeah, I don't know. It's there. I thought I would mention it. I've no idea how that one is going to. That could be on a very personal level for people, or it could reflect the drama going on with the royal family. There's definitely generational issues occurring with this new moon that helps us determine the way forward, hopefully in a positive way. I'm feeling pretty positive about this. I mean, people will say it's Pisces being the 12th sign is very similar, but not the same. I must stress it's not the same as the 12th house. So in terms of isolation, I don't want to say isolation. I want to inward looking study, really examining that which is within us. But we've got quite a stellium here in Pisces because, what is it, Sun, Moon, Venus, Neptune. So that's a lot of power. Obviously with the Venus-Neptune conjunction, appreciation of beauty, mysticism, maybe beautiful illusions, and you will see various astrologers talk about the the beautiful love and relationship aspect. Can also be relationship to things that we value. Um, but this new moon is wonderful for, like I say, preparing to set your intentions. Let old things go, focus on what you love, and work out how what it is you love is going to carry you forward, what passion you want to follow. I said I'd talk about the Facebook thing. Link down below. Like I said, I share normally. I haven't this last week, but I think you'll understand that with you've seen the intro bit already. I normally post the videos of all the astrologers that I follow and whatever else that I find on YouTube that is in this vein of beautiful woo-woo. But it's also got a personal inbox. So if you want a personal reading from me, obviously watch the reading first so you can judge whether you want this or not. But if you want a personal reading, that's a way to get in touch with me. You are more than welcome to comment down below. I try to respond to all of my comments. Not always on time, but I don't hover over the computer. But I always like to try and respond. And it's interesting to know what you think. It's interesting to know that it's reassuring to know that the readings that I am doing are hitting home somewhere. Because in taroscopes, there's 3 layers to them, I think. There's obviously me doing the reading for a zodiac energy. Then there's you, the viewer, finding the readers that you... Oh, I've forgotten the word. I was going to say synchronize with, but that's... Nope, can't remember the right word. But the ones that you vibe with, the ones that you resonate, that's it. The ones that you resonate with. And then you have to apply the reading to your own circumstances if it sounds relevant. Absolutely and totally and utterly discard it if it does not sound relevant, because this is not a sort of form of mundane tarot reading. The reading either is for you and you'll be able to hear that, or it's not. Go and watch your rising sign, go and watch your moon sign. I mean, new moons, full moons, go and watch your moon sign always. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, because it really does help. I'm still aiming for that magic 1,000 yet. So anything you can do to assist with that will be greatly appreciated. And like I say, before I bring up the cards, just remember that one thing: ask a question first. And I think that's everything that I've got to say. I actually thought I had nothing to say about this new moon, and I've not said a lot, but I think that in and of itself is significant, that it's this space. Pisces can be about rebirth. So it is this space, like the creative void before the word, that we are able to set the directions of our own rebirth. Or at least, being a tarot reading, because I'm always talking about new beginnings, because that's what the cards do, this month's rebirth. So I hope you're all well, and I will bring up your cards. Cheers. Okay, Taurus, I've talked about new beginnings and how tarot readers always talk about new beginnings in the introduction. And here we have a new start is coming with the new moon card out of the Moonology deck. But this is something where, next card, trust. This is something, this new beginning is going to unfold. It's going to unfold quite rapidly, because the feelings that I'm getting from you at the moment is that you're feeling burdened. There's a lot to be getting on with. You're looking for a way out of it, and you're either not looking where you're being led, or someone is offering a direction and you are looking elsewhere to go, yeah, but what about over here? Now, this is something where this trust card comes into play. Because whether you are being led by someone in a direction that you're not wanting to go and you're wondering what the other direction is, or if there is a direction that is being highlighted to you and you're not really paying attention to it, either way, I think that's going to resolve itself, which is why we have the trust card, Egg Moon, from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. But the important thing to remember is, at the moment, little victories. Do what you can. We have Jean the Maid, a guardian of saints, who in this Mausolea Cosmology Oracle of Souls deck doesn't want to be part of the big picture, is more interested in the nitty gritty and staying out the spotlight and just helping those who need the help. So that could be that you are receiving the help, but I think it's more a focus on what is, I suppose, baby steps is the term I'm looking for. I think baby steps is definitely the term I'm looking for, because focus on those things that you can do. Think about that. What is it? I've forgotten the name of the prayer again, but God, give me the strength to change the things I can and the serenity to have patience with the things that I can't. Or I know that's mangling the prayer, but that would be quite a healthy attitude for you, because things are moving fast around you. There is change. There is inner transformation occurring. Maybe as there's new thing presented to you, you are going, right, no, I need to be a new me to deal with all of this. But I do feel that there's some changes that are coming that are imposed from outside, and you feel like they are in your way. We have the Death card opposing you, clarified by the Three of Wands. So it's almost, one way of reading that is to say that your ships ain't coming in. And you'd been expecting these ships to come in and they ain't coming in. In which case I'll refer you back to that trust card, because I don't think that's an issue. I rather feel more it's that some ships are going to come in from left field, where it is something that you initiated, it is something that you started, it is something that you set it into motion, but you're suddenly like, whoa, that's here now? Where's that come from? And also a bit of a dose of, oh crap, what do I do with this? But again, I don't think, even though it feels like an obstacle, I don't think it is an actual obstacle. I suppose what I would want to say from these central cards is, at the moment, and the feelings cards, allow change. Because there is some external stress, possibly imposed for good reasons from somebody around you. They mean well, but that stress that they have been contributing towards you is coming to an end. And it's coming to an end in a nurturing fashion. And it's possible that you will find that they were actually nurturing you all along. This is someone who does have your best interests at heart. Ten of Swords for the other people's influence, but clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, that wonderful nurturing energy. But also that nurturing energy is helping bring something to an end for you. But soon enough, something will become apparent where you need to make a commitment. But that commitment is in a direction that is wish fulfillment for you. It's you make that commitment either because, or then discover that, this is what I wanted to do. This is how I wanted my next few weeks, months, years to be. There is a wonderful amount of clarity coming your way because you've had a big dream before and it turned like a little bit, I don't think sour is the right word, but there was a big dream that you was chasing after and there were so many ways that you could have got it done and they all just felt a little bit, this is not what I intended. This is not whatever route you took, and I think you took more than one route to achieve this dream, it all ended up being a bit, yeah, that's not who I want to be. That's icky. My founding principles were sound. My founding principles were correct. They were based on love. But the world has not allowed that love to be anchored in the way that I can carry these dreams forward. That is coming to change because there is various things that seem to be cut out in the near future. It's almost like you are, I've got to stop saying it's almost like, but it's like that there's extraneous influences that you are saying, no more of that, no more of that, no more of that, which gives you the clarity. So maybe some of these options that you tried in pursuing your dream previously, it's time to give up on them because, okay, I've got the phrase too many irons in the fire, because you have a singular destination, but you're trying to get there through a variety of different ways. And some of them are distractions or that are causing you to be faced with choices that you do not believe you should be faced with. Now, oh God, that sounds really snowflake, and I don't mean it that way. It's more to be faced with choices that your first question about them is, how did I end up here? And how is here getting me to where I want to go? A lot of those may well be some of the things that are wiped out with this Death card and the Queen of Swords. And if the world doesn't wipe it out with this Death card, then it's for you to go, yeah, I've tried enough on that particular route. I'm not going that way any further. But there is clarity coming in from Spirit, but their Spirit is not showing you the way. It is giving you the facts, and it is also giving you new potentials, new messages, new potentials for you to see new ways forward. But at the same time, things are changing so very fast that you can't help but see these new things, these new ways forward. And you can't help but see that a number of these new ways are eradicating the need for the previous routes you've been trying. Because what you seem to be wanting, right, I see. So this is all part of, even though there's all this new beginning, new this, new that, new the other, all over it, scattered all over this reading, it's not a new theme. The hopes and fears, which I feel really positive about, so I'm going to stick with hopes here, is that your dream, represented by this Ace of Cups, is something where you can achieve a victory. You can ground that victory, King of Pentacles here, into the real world, into your day-to-day life, what have you. And I do believe that you have got the opportunity opening for you to do that. However, it does mean that some things will be removed from your life. No great shame there. So whether it's jobs or responsibilities or people or possessions or habits or hobbies, whatever, doesn't matter if they go. Some will be taken away from you, and some you're going to be in a position to say, no more of that. And for that matter, if this, and this have gone, then why should this, and this remain? No, had enough. Goodbye. I've got Anne Robinson in my mind now. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. So, yes, getting rid of the weakest links. I think I could call the reading that if I remember. The final outcome I really quite like. We have Wheel of Fortune and the Strength card. There are opportunities coming up that you can take advantage of, but you've got to clear. Let's see if I can get the camera back into focus. There we go. There we are. You've got to clear a lot of these old pathways that are now, they're dead ends. They're dead. They're gone. Like I say, some will be taken away from you, but some you will have the responsibility to end yourself. That is really, really positive. And as I say, it is on an agenda that you set quite some time ago. This is not I suddenly seen a whole new direction in life. And this is what I want to become, like changing from, say, mechanic to deep sea diver. This is I've always planned to be a deep sea diver, and now I can see how to get myself closer to that, if that makes sense. I hope it does. If this means anything to you, Taurus, it's quite a fast reading, this one, actually. If it means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below. There will be full moons coming out. Monthlies will start again next month, hopefully. Hopefully. As you can tell, I had tech issues as well. I've hopefully sorted those out. Yeah, I'm not quite satisfied yet, but I'll get there. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Good luck. Cut things out. And don't grieve. When things are taken away from you over the next few weeks, or not things, paths, where paths are taken away from you for the next 2 weeks, don't grieve, because it's okay. Trust. This is leading you to a better place, but you are going to have to be strong to, one, get there, and two, take advantage. Just sounds so commercial, doesn't it? But it is basically take advantage of the new paths that are open to you. All right? Cheers.